Why you not picking up my voice? Okay, fine. Well, sometimes it has a bit of trouble picking up my voice and figuring it out. Compared to other stuff, I think. So like, voice suppression kicks in too hard, and then it's like, oh, I don't know where Yoshi's voice is. Anyway, uh, let's make sure that the game audio is not too loud. I can buff my voice compared to usual as well if that is okay. So hold on, let me just check. Okay, no, even at this volume, it should still be registering for stuff. Okay, good. No, we're fine. I think I do need to do though. Let's make sure that the thank BGM is on red. We keep it on for the fever stuff. Going into fever, it'll be more natural this way. It's okay. That's okay. I think everything is set up nicely. Okay. Looks lovely. Should grab some more water. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just need to open with something slightly louder so that it recognizes that I'm actually like a person speaking to the mic, so it doesn't suppress my audio engine. Okay, so oh my gosh, this is always fun. Think what's going on in here. Wish my playstyle was like Supercast. Why wish when you could do? Why do when you could wish? Genius. Genius, absolute genius. Anyway, that's the state of things. Oops. I deactivated the wrong thing. Oh, that's not picking up. Okay, it was not picking up my skin for a little bit. I will make this far. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I should turn it off though. Make it like 10. Oh, I think 10. Buff it up a bit better. Yeah, maybe a bit more. 13. I think you should left it up 13. Okay. It's a bit finicky. Okay, yeah, that's probably better. Avoid being evil. Nervous. It's okay. Low stakes. A good chance to destroy. Have mercy. This is a thing. Oops, I keep deactivating the wrong thing. What about the EPPC blocking? There's still time to sign up. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Come on. Bracket. Bracket. Files, edit. Bracket. Hit the bracket link. At the same time, it's FIFA, so I'm not surprised. That's how I figure out. It's fun. FIFA's good fun. FIFA is a good kind for friends. Yes. These guys are geniuses. I love them. What are we destroying? Yes. You hi man, can you FIFA? So good. FIFA is a game mode, it's so much fun. Oh, how's the audio by the way? It's the audio. Completely different from Sue? It is completely different indeed, but fun. To me, I assume others would agree. Oh yeah, no, it's 100% different. It's fun though. Yeah, the focus on attacking. Not necessarily attacking. It's actually really hard to attack in FIFA because of the lower chain power. If anything, you just want a good main chain. Drop sets are fun. I think Tenet's not around. I may have tried to poke him. It was unsuccessful, unfortunately. I'll have to remove him. You do need to attack to extend FIFA time for yourself, so attacking is always good in general. It is good in general, yes, but I'd say the focus on attacking is still relatively similar to Tsu. I mean, Tsu you can attack with like 5 chains, you don't really do that in FIFA. Like, maybe you could, but you see it a lot less. Hi Rising, hello Yoshi, also known as Q. You're also known as Q. I think you got the wrong pass, mister. Also, Rising. If you want to play, you can still sign up, friends. We're waiting for just a couple more minutes, just to be sure. PNG Gaming, hi Dewey. We are PNG gamers. Although I'm not the one gaming today. Attacking in FIFA is a bit more important than in Soup, but what do I know? It depends, yeah. Keep your main chain is very important, keep your main chain is very important. Hello K1. Hello friends. JPEG Gaming. Oh no, these are certified PNGs. These are PNGs. I can say that much. FIFA, yes, FIFA. Yes, it is. It's indeed FIFA. Yes, again, if anyone is not signed up, go sign up now. You can do it. JPEG Yoshi would be inside of a big white square. Does JPEG not support transparency? I thought it does. Of the PNG gaming? Aww. Glad you like. Let's have a ton of fake transparent backgrounds. Does it not? Rufus very cute. Fun fact, it is a Rufus with 2 O's rather than a U. I think a lot of people get it wrong because it's literally made up. I looked it up. I don't think anyone has ever used the name before, so I was like, wow, I'm unique. It's fun because his name can be shortened to Ru, which is fun. Here's the funny thing, right? His name can be shortened to Ru, right? ROO, and it's funny because I'm Australian and kangaroos are called Roos for sure as well, right? But it's not a kangaroo, so it's just funny. it was just a like that's when I decided, yep, this is the name I'm going for because it's funny. But Roos a nice shortening for the name too. But thank you. I appreciate it, Snyla. Fake checkerboard background doesn't have transparency. Oh, okay, interesting. Never looked into that. Character Street Fighter 4. I would. Everything Canada requires thermodynamics through, essentially. Oh boy. Hello, guys. I'm tired right now. It's gonna be the first thing I see here. Oh. Wait. China points reset. Weird. That makes sense? Yeah. My bad? No, you're good. No. All good. All good, all good, all good. All good. Nothing to worry about. Easy mistake to make. Hi, Dragon Sage. Yes, let's get up and stretch before it starts. Let's get pop food by Void. Oh boy. Let's fuck this guy. Stretchy time. Do I look like I know what to do? Look, hug indeed. Well, I can tell you to go to sleep, I think. Okay, I'll sleep after this. It's worth. This is all worth. You're later than me. Not 30 minutes later. What do be this? Um, Part of me thinks. Oh, hold on. Chris, it's okay, Grass. Yoshi should have a version of that tough when he's not the one gaming. I do have a couple other states, but that is not one I got. I could. Here's the thing, I still am having to use the controller, because I have to, like, select the spectating things, so it actually works fine. It'll be a bit funny when I'm like... I mean... maybe I could arrange it, but I've put, Ray to work quite a lot already, so I'm happy with what I have at the moment. Hi, Mr. J. Hey Yoshi, I'm new to Puyo. I began playing 2 months Puyo Champions. I'm practicing. Can you give me advice? Do you know how to build basic chains yet? That is the big question. That's the big question. Thumbie is able to play. Okay. Looks like they're all checked in. The process checking results. That's gonna be one moment, chat. I just need to do the make sure the tournament's ready. Yeah, challenge is like really slow with the startup now. Have a look at this. This is so slow. It's like loading tournament information. It takes forever to make the bracket now. I don't know what it is. It used to be like instant. Yoshi go to bed? No. Let's see. They put in quest characters. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, we'll get up and stretch again as well. It begins. They probably didn't plan to localize. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. With this game, it felt like they planned localization out pretty well. That's until you make it. And whenever you tap the D-pad on your controller in a downright position, or tape. I mean, maybe.
I want you.
Just doing final sorting stuff. I think S2 is watching over. Oh, what? Spectating. S2 is spectating. One of the other sets I'm expecting a set, which means AJ girl is gonna be in, and is Artigo and Zarf, see back here. Okay, cool.
1.
1. 1. 2.
1. 2. 1.
1.
Now that I think about it, Tape would probably work better with that. I think we should use this for puzzle games.
5. 6.
Rising.
Curses.
Play Rising.
1.
Curses.
I play Puyo
Finished.
Did you enjoy my technique?
with the stick. Yeah, I know. Shocking. Oh, rip Chewy and Void disconnected.
1.
1.
Imagine using stick for Puyo? Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I use the D-pad for Tetris and the stick for Puyo
2.
1.
for the console versions of FIFA 1. I don't know what I played with back then, actually. I used an Xbox controller, so I could have actually used either the stick or the D-pad. I don't know which one I would have used.
1.
Oh. Dang. Now I don't have like a backstory or anything to back it up.
2.
Maybe that's why I'm able to play with both. Maybe I played with both back then. Let's go with that story. I like that story.
7. 8.
GameCube D-pad is not very good to my recollection. GameCube in general, GameCube Puyo FIFA is awful. Like, it does not control well at all. I believe everyone I've heard talk about it has said that the GameCube version is very sluggish and like unresponsive.
1.
So that is rip. Ooh, missing note with the fever extension. Nice.
2. 3. 4. 5.
Look right.
Exploding me!
Ooh, taking too long to consider that. If he had just set off the chain that was already given to him, I think he would have been okay.
5. Star Strike.
So, Ra takes the first round.
Victory is mine.
Ra is also known as Thumby on the what do you call it? The tournament, the Discord chat and the challenge. So, I might call them by that. Also, I think FIFA actually overheats the system, so I have to remind myself to like check up on that. Otherwise, because I might have to turn the fan on.
1.
I forget if it needs it or not though.
1.
When I play on PC, I use keyboard, which is basically D-pad, but not. I mean, keyboard's a bit different though, because you can kind of like slide more easily on keyboard than you can like on D-pad, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel that way.
2.
Or missing though, making it difficult around the transition space.
3.
But if I'm using their using stairs, making it a whole lot easier to set off a big full chain.
2. 3. Wind kick!
Oof, missing that not by able to get to FIFA.
Oh no! Oh no! You'll pay for this!
Victory is mine.
Okay, I think everything's on track now. Yeah. All good. Alright, just so you guys know, these are first to fives.
One.
1. 2.
Ooh.
Dark magic.
Dare you!
1.
So yeah, it's because of this. Who was mentioning it being more of an attack game? It was Sour, right? What are you talking about? Oh yeah. You can see like a 3-chain. For example, in Sue, the 3-chain would send like 2 lines, which is quite problematic. But even in FIFA here, it's only sending like 1.5.
2.
That's mainly the reason why people don't go for attacks, because you have to just spend so many more resources, and I guess players just aren't used to that.
1.
Clear the mind.
At this level, at a higher level, you could probably like attack more, but the reason it's not used so much here is because, yeah, you have to use so many resources, and sometimes it's just not worth it for like the garbage output. Unless you can rebuild your chain really quickly. That's the thing. You have to like master drop sets in order to comfortably attack. It's an interesting thing.
1.
I think it's just really what you're comfortable with.
1. 1. One.
Attack. Here's the thing. When you attack, it's probably for a different purpose in this game. There's also that. Like, if you're attacking here, you're like trying to get them to fill up to fever early on so that they can't build their main chain to like its maximum. That's also another thing. You kind of try and force a reaction. So, I mean, if you play that type of game as well, that's one way you can play fever.
One.
Like, the benefit of spending off resources on your chain is making it so that they never actually end up with the large main chain anyway. So then there's a trade-off. But you have to play it smart.
One. Two.
Alright. I don't know how Plumbly's gonna get to their main chain.
One.
I think their transition space has become very difficult to work with.
Dare you?
One.
They are using a lot of resources now though to
One.
attack with, and I think they might actually just win off it.
Two.
How dare you?
One.
Oh.
Two. Dark magic.
Hey, well, they won off the attacks this time now. High level 2 players are used to doing 2 doubles or just stronger attacks. Yeah, exactly. But even here, if you do it a big 2 double, it might only send like 2 lines. When in 2, it would usually send like 3. It's just the nature of weaker attack powers.
One.
Yes, that's correct. So, attack powers in general are just weaker. But power chains are nerfed as well. Power chains
One.
are nerfed. The bonus values are decreased. So the 2 bonuses are group bonus and color bonus. Those are both nerfed
Three.
in Fever, so they're actually worth less,
Blade.
interestingly enough.
One.
Also, yeah, Thumbie is just attacking with so much.
Three.
By this time, Listener has been unable to respond.
One.
Gets off a 4 chain though.
2. 3.
Power checks could be super busted sometime. Someone beat my level chain with a 7. I don't know if that's busted though. How many resources did they use for that? Did their 11?
3.
Their 7 chain.
5.
Their 7 chain most likely used more resources than your 11.
1. 2.
Most likely.
3. Clear the mind. 5. 6. Exploding me.
Two.
I'd say it's
Three. Four.
the trade-off you're making is that it's harder to get that many things to clear at once to make it power that much. And the resource trade-off as well. So you're trading resources for time, which is very much a difficult balance to like get right. So I've always thought the way that damage scales in Bujutsu is very fair. Like I don't know how I would change it without it breaking stuff. That's the thing, they've hit such a good balance with it, it feels like. I mean, we've all accepted it as such, but missing those easily.
2. Punch.
Role play gaming.
One.
Air conditioning gaming. In fact,
2.
okay, so my switch is not heating up too much. This might be okay.
Two.
So for anyone who doesn't know, when you get an all clear,
Two.
when you turn on the air conditioning, you get 5 extra seconds on your
2.
fever time.
4.
The other way to accumulate fever time, and the like regular way to do it, is if your opponent
Storm. Let's do it.
is offsetting or countering or whatever you want to call it when they're doing suicide,
Well, well.
then your fever time goes up to a maximum of 30.
2.
When you're on the main board, when you're in fever already, your time is just going to keep ticking down, right? Because otherwise it'd be broken. But yeah, when you're on your main board, that's how you accumulate time.
5. 6. Star strike.
1.
Right. Got a 6 chain over here from missing a clever extension.
Exploding me.
Ooh, he's going for it. He's going for
Dare
it.
you?
He's using the counter build as a counter build.
1.
Because this is a counter build.
3. 4.
It's just really risky because Fever uses both
Clear the mind.
columns 3 and 4 as their top out columns.
1. 2. 3. 4.
Yeah, perfect level elevation. That's the thing. It's only a counter build for like 3 lines. It's not a counter line for like the usual 5 lines.
Did you enjoy my technique?
So But I mean, hey, Missino was very clever about that and actually ended up using it for an extension. Scarily good at Fever. He is a very strong player. He's one of the better. Not to say like other people are bad, but like he's one of the people who's like taking the time to study Fever and like analyze the drop sets and stuff. I know him and who was it? I think it was Yoshi. There's a different Yoshi. What's their full name? I don't remember. They would go by Yoshi as well. But those two, I remember, have done like just a bunch of like discussion on FIFA, which is super fun. It's fun to see other people enthusiastic about FIFA.
Three,
Ooh, I feel like the yellow could be used to extend.
5, 6, 7,
2,
9,
Ooh, and he could extend with that blue as well.
2,
Yeah, ouch.
1.
4,
Unless he makes a huge extension in FIFA, this is going to be impossible to come back from.
7, 8,
15 seconds on the clock. Can he get this going?
1,
It makes things really awkward.
1,
1,
2.
2,
Only a 6, yeah.
Magic.
4,
He would have needed to get to 9, I think.
exploding knee,
1,
I think 9 is what you need to clear that much.
1.
Superkazu is really good at FIFA. Superkazu is one of the best players for sure when it comes to FIFA. Like, strong main chaining, he's good at Tsu. The problem is that in Tsu, your main chain power is only like part of the battle. In FIFA, main chain is like a big win condition. If you can just main chain quickly with your drop set, you win. In Tsu, you can still counteract that, even if your opponent's faster than you. If you attack at a good time, you're good. But no, in FIFA, like, he can sweep. He's crazy good. It's really fun watching him play. Though he hasn't been streaming as much lately, I think. I wonder what happened. But it's okay. Alright, GG's, friends. Alright, we're just... Oh, okay, so... Bumby beat Missino 5-3, we just saw AJ beat Girly 5-0, Void beat Chewy 5-0. Ouch, Void is... Oof. And RD wins Alpha Plus still winning, it seems. So we have a set for 4 rounds, but we can do 5 rounds if people would like. Just depends on how long this goes. The first round is usually faster because it's like random, and then as you get further into Swiss brackets, the better you'll find like your matches being. At least that's the goal. But we don't have a huge amount of people here, so unfortunately, it's not as simple as that. But that's the idea behind it. Hopefully, the matches end up getting closer though, a bit closer. Let's see. See, because it was crazy at chaining? Yeah, no, that's why it's definitely a strength for him. 10-minute long fever rounds before? Oh, it's great. Wonderful. Something about the match with S2 sometimes? I forget, what did they play? They played 2, right? S2's gone on against a fair few strong players. Fun stuff. I think these days it's harder for him because of work and all, so he can't really go outside of his time zone much. It usually ends up being up to me to play with Japanese players. I do my best to like deliver on the good matches and stuff. High level FIFA is nuts and I love it. I love it too. Maybe I should ask him to play FIFA sometime. I think that would be a good idea, right? Surely. I've played with Superkazu in Tsu before. We played 3 first to 30 sets. We were gonna play 1 first to 30, but then he said, let's play again. And then after the second one, he said, let's play again. I guess he really enjoyed playing with me. Like, I always thought of that as like sort of an honor. That was nice. Being able to play 3 first to 30s, like that's a lot of matches. But it was a lot of fun. Then maybe I should also play FIFA with him. Let's go out, but good luck with the games. Aw, thanks for popping in, Bruno. Have a wonderful day. And obviously it was fun to watch too, but FIFA is really impressive with its intricacies compared to Tsu. It's definitely a whole different game. Yeah, whole different game. Tsu match from I think 2 years ago. Gotcha. I think my match with him was 2 years ago too. That's when he was a bit more active. It's recently that he's been less active, unfortunately. Hello Puyo in general is just amazing. Yeah, this is why I wish more people had like a better introduction or like had a better view of it. The introduction doesn't matter actually. It's what you make of it afterwards. Wish more people were continuously engaged, I guess, because the community's grown, but not many people have gotten into the competitive scene or like know Puyo like for how great it can be as a high level like esport sort of thing. Like people don't know the potential. I hope one day. I hope one day it becomes a mainstream thing. Fever, but not many people like it. I have a screenshot of us where ranked Sue's 2 Peters 4 and Fever is none. Yeah, it's ripped. Big rip. Wow. RD wins off must be having some good rounds. GG's, okay. That'll be your point score soon. Right. 2. Round 2, just about to start up. Smooth sailing so far. Gonna watch AJ and Void this round. Probably argue that Fever's harder than Sue. I think they're hard for different reasons. I think Fever is also more RNG heavy. Considering when it becomes combat tennis, it is like RNG, full RNG. Let's see. We volley until at least a comment appears. Yeah, that's the thing. It's see, it's sort of like awkward at the middle point. At the middle point, you make comebacks. When you get to high level, I think it's okay because you're always going to have like a 10 chain versus an 11 chain, and at that point, it's okay. And one person will not have the other decisively, or they'll make a really good comeback in Fever, but the other player will have enough time to like make a second chain and stuff like that. So it's sort of like at a high level, the damage output is high enough to like usually decide a winner, without too much RNG. At the mid level where you're doing 7 chains versus 8 chains though, then you get a lot of back and forth, and it's a bit awkward because then it becomes a bit RNG. Because then it's sort of like Void is evil. Okay, what the heck? That's cruel. Okay. So it's difficult to gauge how competitively viable it is, but it's definitely a different skill set. That is one thing I would say for sure. It is not an easy game by any means. It's a great beginner mode though. I'd say if you want to let beginners enjoy it to its fullest, set it to like 3 color, but then decrease the I always forget what it's called, the target point. I just remember it as target point because that makes sense to me. It's like how many points do you need to like set garbage, right? It's your target. What's it called now? Like I think it's just called like garbage rate, which is wrong because it's not like a percentage or something. Rate sounds like a percentage, but it's, yeah,
two,
I think it's garbage rate.
four,
I think target point makes a lot more sense. See, it's a bit of a sloppy set translation, but I think it works better. Like, it sounds dodgy, but again, I think it makes sense.
one,
Fever target point 70. I'd be interested actually because it would mean that everything feels like it doesn't soothe. Because like your attacks will feel like they're doing the correct amount of damage. Your chains will. The power won't. Power will feel awkward. But like otherwise like actual chains will feel the same.
one, two,
Which is fun. Yeah, no, but if you set that low for some like new players, like when I let my cousins play FIFA, I usually set I'm just gonna call it target point. I set the target point high, so that way like they can send garbage to each other, but like they'll be able to get big fever chains. Like it lets them play for longer, right? Instead of just like getting to like 6-7 chain and then dying, they can get to like 10 chain before it like starts doing huge amounts of damage. And like the matches go on for longer, they get higher chains. It's just more fun, I think. So like if you introduce new people to the game and getting them to play FIFA, I recommend doing that for them. I think it'll like really improve the experience. It'll get them more familiar with the big chains too, right? Like how chains actually work. I think that's the key here. The power moment, for sure. The one chance with Big Puyo would be funny. Oh yeah, absolutely. Ooh, Void's behind. He's gonna play RNG game for this. He didn't choose to extend. Oh wait, AJ actually cut chain a lot. Never mind, he's okay. Ooh, is he going for the extension? Ooh, that could have been really bad. There was a safer way to do that. That's okay. Just checking if everyone's okay. Okay, Thumbion's off for playing. This girl seem to be playing. Oh, do you ended? Are they already playing? Okay, yeah, looks like they're fine. Cool, everyone's playing. Wherever we play, you are legally obligated to do the funny at least once in your life. You heard that? Friends Rising has instituted. That's the right word, right? Instituted a law. I think instituted is right. Instated? Instated is wrong, right? I think it's instituted. Institute verb. To introduce or establish. Yes, correct. Correct. He has instituted a law. Right. When the English is hard. Yeah, avoid with summer. Air conditioning, gaming though. Or air conditioning extending rather. My oh my, he's kind of destroying. Can't extend that. Well, he can, but it's awkward. Too many of the same colors. Oh no! Wait, no, he missed the Ocalea. He didn't get the. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. All he had to do was put the thing in the color. Rip. Rip. They're both on 9, but AJ needs to deal with this lack of resources. Oh, no, he needs more yellows together. Oh, wait. Oh, no, okay. Unfortunate. He tried. Void, see, like, Void's... This is the sort of thing where, like, again, Void is winning off main chain mainly. And, like, AJ almost caught up, but didn't have enough time. So if you can, like... Especially if you have the fastest set of your main chain and you have a bigger chain, then you basically 100% win. Because the bonus of having your main chain go off fast is that your opponent is the one who's doing the offsetting, which means that you're getting fever time and they're not. So they'll go into fever with 15 seconds, and they will have garbage. So you basically 100% win. Whereas if you go into Fever, you have plenty of time and you've got um garbage advantage.
1, 2, 3.
So it's basically a win.
6. Cataclysm.
So in that sense, I'd say it's more of a main chain game then. And then sewers. What is he? I don't know what it was going for. I think I do. I think he wanted to like add a couple Puyos and add a red on top, and then he would have been. Oh, wait, you got it. Good job. It's cruel though.
2, 3, 4, 5. Cataclysm. Consider this a gift.
No. AJ rip.
This cannot be.
Too much garbage. And the counter build is too selective. Oh, I'm curious. How did you know my son's names now?
1.
Where did you see that? Or like maybe on my Twitter or something, I guess. I don't think it's like very well known. Huh.
1. 1. 1, 2.
Just remember the one clip where Yoshi got the counter build from an all clear and got exactly the wrong color not to be able to set it up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
RNG can be very cruel sometimes. I realized recently though that I had a moment where I actually was able to, like, I got a, I believe it was 1 in 120 chance happen recently. So like, there's all my luck. Ooh, it's actually gonna be big trouble. He has no green, yellows on board. Rip. There's no space.
1,
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no. If AJ had not followed up,
3.
and Void had not stuck everything in column 5, 6, it might have been okay. Alright, type B. Almost go back to Fever? Almost. And he had that all clear as well. So, he almost, like, would have very much destroyed.
1, 2. Disaster.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Calamity.
Looks a bit more even this round.
1, 2.
AJ's in a bit of an awkward spot though.
1,
Where is Void's chain going? Okay, I guess it was just trying to...
1,
Oh.
2, 3.
Sure,
Calamity.
sure.
No mercy for you.
Looks like Void's gonna end up with a 30-second fever though. That's rough.
3, 4. Devastation. Consider this.
Transformation capping out at 99 is so dumb.
4.
I love it, but it's so dumb.
Cataclysm. Consider this.
It's very fun in endurance.
1, 2,
Completely impractical in real games though.
5, 6.
Oh no, Void. Ooh, Void's actually losing out on his chain length under pressure, perhaps. Transformation is fever, but funny, indeed. Oh my gosh, AJ.
1,
Got the 1 and 2.
1. 1. 2. Disaster. 1. 2. Disaster.
Oh, okay. HA got him. Transformation is actually pretty fun. I actually really enjoy it. It is broken, but I like it. It's a fun broken mode. We play transformation just for fun, stupid matches where man I gotta change that, right?
Consider this.
I want.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ascension. Consider this a gift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just take on the general concept of fever, yeah.
8, 9. Ascension.
May not be a big FIFA fan, but transformation's fun. The big Puyos and tiny Puyos with the big or small characters, yeah. It's a very, very fun concept, and I think it worked well as like a gimmick mode for the game. Oh, I should have just sold it with that.
1,
I mean, what? I'm a commentator, I'm completely neutral. I'm not saying what they should have or shouldn't have done, but he totally could have.
1.
Yeah, seeing the different character designs, I understand why, but it is unfortunate that they didn't bring them back in Puyo 20th for like endless Puyo, endless mini and endless mega. Like it takes a lot of extra design
2,
to do, but it was cool.
3, 4.
Calculate said what if they did in 20th? Yeah. No, they only had like the endless modes, which were like fun and dumb
1.
again, but
Disaster.
it would have been nice. Always be happy Clue just streams Clue and they would never elaborate on this fact. Yes, very true. There was some very interesting lore implications.
1.
Maybe they were just messing around. Maybe not though.
1.
That's always interesting. So you never know. Ah, AJ doesn't have a way out. Unfortunate.
1.
Unless, actually, hold on. Put the yellow scale on the left, right. Oh. So, oh, left. Oops. Oops.
Cannot be.
Laura might put your game was seriously yeah.
1. 1. 2. 3. Calamity. 1. Ow. Ow.
What else we need to design it? I half wish they used that Battle 1 design. It would have been an extremely good callback.
2.
I think by 7 they were still kind of just dipping their toes into, like 15 they brought back some of the battle characters, but 7 was where they started getting like semi-serious with them, I guess. Like, I think most characters who were in 7 ended up showing up again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The only one who I think did was like Skeleton T.
Consider this a gift.
Skeleton T,
2,
because Draco came back, Sectadora came back, Harpy came back,
6.
Shielder came back, Sid came back. Like, that's when they really decided who are we going to like keep in. So I guess it's fair that they like we didn't call back that far yet. But it would have been cool, yes.
This cannot be.
Dang, Void King being too strong. Not sure if they could have done it considering they don't technically own metal. Nah, that's true. That is true. Hard to say. The bow tie, I love his design. Like, say what you will about Puyo 7's designs, some of them are just like that. I love that he's a protagonist for a while too. It's great. And his like Burner style look is great as well. I like how there's more people get like the spotlight in like the PPT format stuff, but gosh, was it fun to have him as like a main character for a while. One of my favorite comments is him going like, during his battle with Kabamku, or like before his battle with Kabamku, he goes, "Oh, like it feels like I'm what is that? It feels like I'm fighting against like a secret boss or something." Just like that's a clever callback. That's a very clever callback. I like that a lot. Puyo 7 ringer, Puyo 7 ringer. See, I was always fine with it because that's how I got introduced to her. Click would never grow up. 7 designs will go to sure Amity looked a little weird and Ringo risk him look a bit off by everyone else. I think I'm trying to remember what everyone looked like. Dark Hole was a very cool design. I like Dark Hole a lot. Okay, just waiting for the beans off. Dark Hole is an interesting parallel to Doppel. I think it's a clever way to handle it. The problem with bringing back Doppel is that she's like canonically dead, isn't she? Like, Al won that battle against like the second half of her soul, and then she dominated, and she's like, I am the true half. And like it doesn't say she fades away, right? She just disappears. Oh, I don't remember. I think it's ambiguous, but like I think the implication is that she's gone. She's been like that is her now, and Doppel can never return. I mean, if she just like faded in, maybe she's like lingering in the world somehow, but maybe, but maybe. They, in a sense, they did the same thing with Ali and Rafisol, to be fair. So I think they kind of brought that concept back. But I've just named this. Zombie 3. Okay, never mind, they did it. Who are we watching? I've watched everyone now. But RNG. Oh, wonderful. I'm watching number 4. Watching Void himself. Wait, have I watched Void and... No, okay, I've only watched Void. I'm trying not to like cross double. But like it's inevitable now because I've watched it like yeah. Wait. Wait, no. Oh, am I missing something? No, I watched AJ and Void, and I watched Hubby and missing yeah, no. Okay, so I am like kind of all over the place. Wait, no. Juice is watching this off. Never mind. I'll watch Zombie and Chewy, I guess. Where are they? Wait, are they already? Did they get in that quickly? Oh my gosh. You know what? We're watching this too then. If I get locked out. Wait, please. Okay, it's fine. People were too fast. Can't handle this famous it's void. Right, sorry for the wait, guys. TAOing can be hard when people are like actually on track at all times. It's like, whoa, I couldn't find a match to watch straight away because people were already doing the thing. Let's see. Draco, Witch. That's right, Witch. Wait, did Witch? When did Witch on?
1, 2, emission.
I forget when Witch shows up. Which was there, Harvey Felly.
1,
Yeah, they were cool.
time to shine.
I think Draco still had like more cool energy in 7. And then after that they just like throw her away. Doll.
1, 2,
That's not the evil part.
5.
Usually let Maguro keep his fangs. Fangs, I don't remember this. Skateboard. What? I don't remember all this. But the best thing about Puyo 7 is definitely the train.
I'm no match.
The theater kid thing in PPT 2 is definitely like evident. I think it's a good way. I think PPT 2 again. I love PPT 2's story. They did so much good with it. Like they developed some of the Tetris cast so well, the Tetris cast so well, and they like gave the Western audience a better taste of like what each character has to offer. I think like they revealed a bit more about like what each character's role is. They kind of are kind of just thrown together in PPT 1. In PPT 2 they have more purpose, I'd say, or at least more character. Like the filler actually. I mean, I guess PPT 1 had stuff like the
I'm no match.
like the fight your memories thing, but question mark. I think PPT 2 did a really good job. Mario's still cool, but he was cool in 7. That's fair. Ban Kid in PPT 1. What was he doing there? He didn't do much in PPT 1. Did he? Maybe. I forget that. Yeah, not a huge amount. 20th was where some characters had to come a bit more one note. Yeah, most likely. I haven't, again, I still haven't played 20th and 15th. So I don't know, like, the details. But I know generally, yeah. Catch you later, Bruno. It's definitely where some characters something will want to agree. Right. PPT games are really where it started showing. Yes. Again, I think PPT 2 handled a lot of character stuff better, but oh, is what you're gonna yeah.
See you next time.
Haven't played Chronicle. Chronicle was interesting. Different, but interesting. Spin Train wasn't even bugs in Fever 2. I don't remember how they even like handled Sick in that game. Huh. How did they introduce him? Worse than Chronicle? I remember watching the translation like ages back, when like it was being released on the Precise Museum channel, which is why I never like bothered to patch the game myself, because I'd watched it back then. Huh. When did Mario have a skateboard? He totally, yeah, absolutely agree. Also, hi Reshiram. TVT2, I'm still a little mad that we didn't get the lore about 6 red arm. Everyone's kept being all like, so that's why it's red, but we never hear it ourselves. I think it's like, sort of clever to lean into it in that way. Like a tidbit of it, like a little bit of a lore drop would have been fun. They did build the connection between Klug and Sig though, didn't they? I think they did, right? If I recall correctly, they did. Which, like, is more than they've ever talked about it explicitly, right? Unless they did they do it in Fever 2? They might have done it in Fever 2 somewhat, but like, they did not hold back in mentioning that connection, I'm pretty sure. Wish we got to explore the Tetris world, but I was like, here's the thing though, they're sort of like, they just patrol space, right? Is there a Tetris world? We don't really know if there's a Tetris world, right? Tetris could just be a thing that exists as part of like the space junk, right? Sort of thing. I don't know. It's weird because they all talk about how like they don't have a family, and like they've never known anyone else, sort of thing. I don't know if it's we've never known anywhere. I don't know anyone else, or like we got kicked out of our homes or something. I don't know. It's weird, but oh, I don't know. It's weird. More about the Tetrakyu's origins. Yes, I would have liked an origin story. That would have been very fun to explore. It's nice that we got a Mall origin story, but I would have loved, like I would, DLC. We should have gotten story DLC. We should have, 100%. And if that had been the DLC, that would have like sold it. That would have been amazing. I was so expectant of there being DLC because of the weird percentage number, but they just did nothing with it, and I'm sad. One of the writers is actively aware of the sickly relationship. Yes, indeed. Indeed we do. Also, hi, Meep Sheep. Honestly, take a sake of flat out setting PPT3's main plot in the Tetris world for us to see in more detail. Even then, the world building in that situation would take a sideline to whatever the main plot would be. They'd probably just get whisked away back to like Crypt or something. Yeah. He says we don't have a lot of squishy things back in my world. Oh, yeah, true. I guess they could all come from different planets, to be fair. The initial idea was that, like, and, Grimp and Suzerain and Owls, like, worlds were different. I assume they mean worlds as in, like, planets or something, right? So they're planets. Unless within the Puyo world, there are, like, worlds in worlds, right? Because we know that the or dimension. Maybe we should be calling that dimension. And within each dimension there are worlds. And when he says my world, he means my dimension or something. I think that's how they always talked about it, right? Like, dimensions are merging. I think that's what X says. But yeah, if it's a matter of dimensions, right? You have like Puyo dimension with like Owl's world and Suzerain and Primp world. Whatever the world they are in. Suzerain is like fake Earth or something, or real Earth. No, it's real Earth. I forget. Does she call it Earth? I forget if she calls it Earth. But like, basically Earth. So, also GG's. Sorry, I haven't been like commenting the game much. I hope this is interesting though. And good matches though. So, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the worlds and the dimensions and stuff. So, the question is like maybe they do come from different worlds, or different planets at the very least. So it's hard to say what the Tetris world is like because it could be so big. Max percentage is 217. It's so silly. Rafsol DLC? Rafsol DLC would have been neat, but I can understand if they didn't want to touch it. Did Ali ever talk about Rafsol? I don't think she ever mentioned Rafsol, did she? No, her chapter's just like meeting Marl and stuff, which is cute. But definitely also a throwaway. I wish they returned to Ali's world. I'm so sad that they didn't. I was so excited for it. Like, when I got the game, I was, like, looking at the colors of the squares for, like, where they're going, and I was like, yo, is this, like, Ali's world that we visit at some point? And then I realized it's just 4 extra stages where she interacts with Marl, and they're like, I just need to sap your power away. Or, like, it's not, like, exactly like that, but she needs help. She's like, okay, I'll give you some power. That's it. It's like, bye. It's like, okay. I don't get to, like, re-meet Owl and stuff. It's just fine. And I'm so sad. She deserved better. Wish we got more story, at least funny stuff with the DLC. Characters, yeah. Like, the DLC in PPT 1 was just funny stuff anyway. The first two were. The third one was a bit more serious or like more like story related, which is cute as well. I like to see the interactions with X and stuff. Getting to see more like of who X really is and stuff was really cool. And I think that's kind of what they were going for with the EX story. We only got one EX story in PBT 2. They could have included another one. It looked like they kept space at the bottom of the menu for it too. It was like they were aiming for it. I don't know if they rushed the game or something. I mean, to be fair, the game was rushed in the sense that it wasn't optimized and stuff like that as well. So I wonder if it was rushed, and so like we actually would have got more story. They use the terms interchangeably, but when it comes to space travel, there's a huge difference in dimension and world. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking like the dimensions are separated. Like you have Puyo dimension, you have Tetris dimension, and then you have like within those dimensions you have worlds. That's like my headcanon. Because that explains the whole like, all is like, I am in a different world now. And like, future exists. And like, just, you know, everything. Ellie never mentions Rafsel? No, she doesn't get the chance to. She just talks about love and happy. And inconsequential the more I think about it. I am so sad about it. What did it end up doing? It ended up giving Marl enough power to travel to the main Puyo world, like, main Puyo world, right? I think so. Future 2's story feels off to me in terms of characters. Do you think so? I mean, I agree, Ryzen. They could have done a lot more with it, but like they again, what they did I think was really good. It was a big step up from PPT 1, but there was a lot they still could have done. I like the idea of the side stories though. I like the branching paths to like get extra stories, like the whole like what S was doing before she met up with. I think that the extra stories were a great idea for characterizing people like S, because S was just like, I am a crybaby who lost my dad, like, that was her whole character, right? But like, seeing the way that she acted during the EX chapters, I think it was in chapter 2, the EX stuff in chapter 2, that was fun. I think it was nice, it was refreshing. Eckler felt normal to me. Or Eckler didn't feel like Eckler? I feel like he was doing his, like, funny thing, wasn't he? Wasn't he doing his all like, haha, this is fun? I thought he was. Questionable when that part happened was it a prequel before the secret stages in chapter 1? Did it take place later after Marl broke free of Square's control? It's half and half. The first, like, 4 stages, until they do party together, I think the last party stage is pre-story, and then afterwards he's, like, confronting his own, like, memories, and then he, like, fights himself, and then they have the whole, like, okay, I do enjoy it. I do like the EX story, I just wish there were more of them, right? But, like, the idea of, like, getting all the boss characters together to, like, help X realize his role in the world and stuff, and like cheer him up. It was great. So it is half prequel and half like following up. It is a bit confusing. Cut down due to COVID? Maybe. I still feel like it could have been just delayed though. But I guess Sega wouldn't do that. Never did anything chaotic crazy, just kind of wait, hold on. Oh, Eckler. I was like, hold on, who are you talking about? We were talking about Squares. I was thinking about, right. Hard to say. S's mom. I do wish we had more info and stuff like that as well. Closest he comes is being a joke to Squares in the post-game chapter. Oh, Eckler. Oh, confused about what we're talking about. Why wasn't Ali in this? Oh, you mean that part? Ali thing. No, this was... I believe this was after... So after she runs away... I think it's pretty cool. She runs away to, like, break free of, like... Square's... like, sort of, like, controlling things. So... she gains power. I forget what she needs the power for. I think she mentions it. Is it to get to the other Puyo worlds? I forget if it's to get there or something. But then she ends up getting possessed anyway. If it was before Breaking Free, wouldn't Mal have the time? Yeah, I think it was before. Why wasn't Ellie in the story? I think because the whole purpose was just to like get power from her, which is dumb. It's a dumb way to use her. But I think it literally was just like, hi, I need some help. I think because it was less dangerous. Because if she had gone into the main world, that's like, it would have been too much for her. Or something. She knew where she needed to go when it came to Ellie. She's like, there's this one important, powerful character I need to confront. Otherwise, she would have had to face like everyone. Otherwise. 3D2's story was broke down by having to reintroduce everyone. That's true too. I do understand why they did it. But, I do like the parallels. When the thing is, I played PPT 1 story again before I played PPT 2, and I like how they spun some of the quotes. I think it's clever to a certain point, because I know other games that do the same thing, right? Where they'll reintroduce and they'll like reuse lines, but then they'll like twist them a bit, which is fun. And if you've played them like within a certain space within each other, you'll catch those things, which is great. But yeah, you can only do that so much before it's like, we've heard this before. And like, it becomes less clever and just reusing. Having all the characters having no memory since we restrained the story, it is annoying. The whole like, I'll never forget you. Was it X that wiped the memories, or was it just the restoration of the like boundary that actually caused them to lose their memories? I forget if it was X or not. But like, it would have made everything so much easier. Who will I watch? Don't think I've actually seen The Bandit and Girly yet, so these will be fresh plays. Weird how much they had going on with Klug in the Fever days, and now it feels like they didn't know what to do with him nowadays. I think they've kind of lost some of the character things because they're trying to branch out to more characters, and I think it's nice that they are including a lot of characters, like the Compile Euro ones, and that's the only way we're going to get like a larger character roster, right? But it does mean we're going to lose stuff like some of the more like some depth in characterization. I think it's weird, and Alex should have been part of the main story, but at the same time I guess it does make a bit of sense why it's so weird though. I wish she was in the main story. They decided to reunite the PPT cast and here's the thing, the whole like dimensions merging, I feel like they could have like thrown Ali in as like another like result of, because like dimensions merging but also worlds merging, right? Because you end up with my friends are falling out of the sky again. Why can't you just include Ali? Or like at some point have Ali wandering around in their world? You could have. It would have made sense in this context too. One of the best reasons to do it, but they didn't do it. It's just tragic. I like how Maul was handled in the second half of the story, but that's like a story for another time. What do you think was the problem? In terms of characterization nowadays, Shiz was kind of just a laughing stock. He was more than just that back then, yeah. Like, he was actually like a character who would get stuff done, right? But now they've just like... Does he do that anymore? I don't think he does. I like the callback to Witch also, like, being like Shenzo, yeah. in PPT2. Again, there's some stuff they did excellent, and like they made some really fun references and stuff. But yeah, also a lot of missed opportunities. PPT2 has no NPCs and the playable characters show up in PPT2's story, unless unlike PPT1 that had the cameos. Yep, and then Liddell showed up. And she ended up being playable, which is nice, but I guess... Does that make people upset though, having just NPCs who aren't playable characters? I don't know. Would people be upset? And Future 1 did have those characters. I feel like they could have had some of the DLC characters. If they had already had it all planned, they may as well have like included them in the story just for a bit. To like hint at the fact that they would be a DLC. Maybe they wanted to keep it like completely like a surprise, but yeah, that's right. Would it be nice to see more of the cast? I agree. Doppel at least gets the skin shape in the future. Yeah, that'd be nice. 0 to 6 shows so sweet. Now 90% of his characters. Oops, I accidentally said the funny again. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely. Ali could have been tossed in. Picture which working at a subway when I play FIFA. What? It's wonderful. Elizabeth. They handled Shizu a bit better in PT2. They did like have him try and be serious, right? But even then, was that just like for fun? Was that just like, haha, I'm not stupid, and then he does a stupid thing eventually? He calls Witch out for it, I think, and then does he revert to his old ways or does he stay that way? I don't remember. Funny man who says the wrong thing, yeah. PT2 shows at least said he was trying to improve. But yeah, exactly. He used to be serious about doing things. Developable slip-ups would be like once in a while. I think he used to be kind of cool, honestly. I liked him a lot. Like, especially, the Sun is most memorable for me. I mean, he's a protag in that game, so it makes sense. But like, I think his protag role was handled really well there. It was fun. Like, again, like, he was hot, so he got up and did something about it. Hi, Rinto. I hope Shizu actually becomes cool again. He's always supposed to like the other thing. I think I enjoyed it personally, but and I think the idea of extra chapter 9 is great. The way they like handled him to extra chapter 9 is like I think most people really enjoyed that chapter. But that's the thing, that was an extra chapter. For main story purposes, I absolutely agree that he should be handled more seriously. And like, here's the thing, I think his verbal slip-ups in the older games, because they were more like, further between, there was more impact for each one as well. Like, it was more funny when like he randomly slipped against Rulu, and then Rulu gets the complete wrong idea and whatever, and it's great. But then now it's just like, haha, I say the funny thing around Al, and then Al's like, oh no, you're just doing the same thing again. He's like, no, I'm not. Ha ha ha. It's like the same setup every time. It was more cleverly done back then, I think. Because had a lot of other people in previous games? Yes. He was more aware. Again, a lot of characters have been like dumped down. My first produced a joke I've heard 1,000 times, that's fair. He calls it no, yeah. You know, someone I like. So a lot of shits as encounters resulted because of his spots causing a genuine misunderstanding. I'm trying to remember exactly how they went. I remember them being enjoyable though, like when I played them. It's been a while, but like I think it was good. I love Shazam Sun. I remember liking him a lot. Also, we'll say, I think these FIFA sets have been shorter than usual. What's the closest match? We had one 5-4 today. Most of them have been 5-3 or under. I guess that's what it is. And the thing is, unless you get like closer matches, they don't usually last as long, I guess. It's hard to gauge. You never can know with these things. I really want to see Al Starkia side again. I think it'd be fun. All they did in like BT was make her like tomboyish and be like, I don't want to wash my hands. But that's like the extent of it. She could be more than that. She feels more like just like a generic sidekick these days than her own character. Like she just comes along for the ride at this point. Himbo Sensei was one of the funniest things I had seen at the time. Oh, absolutely. He is very serious about it. It's great. That's a great confrontation. Very memorable. You play some sometime. FIFA 2 is still waiting on that translation. I think FIFA 2 is only translated on like YouTube video series by the Random Gamer on YouTube. I think I said YouTube series, that might have been redundant, but yeah. FIFA, she became a lot less snarky and it makes her stand out less from Amity. I agree. I agree. And it would be funny to see Amity get like serious at like certain points too. Like she had like I get that they're making her like the clumsy silly character, but like she could be more than that as well. In Puyo Fever, she's great. Like I love the fact that she's getting all defensive about being called uncool. Like I think that's great. That's the thing, right? She's like all nice and happy most of the time, but she gets called uncool and she's like and she gets so serious. Like I think that's just really funny. I think that's very funny. She used to be really cool, now she's just wish they'd start neglecting her. Ringo? Or okay, now she starts to lose irrelevant, yeah. See, I think Ringo is enough of a unique character that like it works. Like her, which is unfortunate that like the trope is what makes her try and stand out. Like she's just like the nerdy character, more logical thinking. But like I think it works fine in a world of like anime girls. Like it just ends up working. But yeah, there needs to be more distinction between Owl and Amity for sure. Especially when originally like Amity was just like, haha, I'm Owl, but slightly different. But like the thing is, they introduced her that way, but like also had her be her own character. So it's weird. Osho Bones, rip him, honestly. Rip him. She gets uncool and she's like, get real. It's so funny. Again, people like FIFA 1 is meme game, and it is. But like, there's so much that it also just like did that would be really nice to see come back. It was not a bad game. FIFA 2 feels like a fever dream? Nope, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. A proper relocalization? I think its original charm is one of the things that definitely makes it stand out. Like, Zebanda missed the double reds in column 5. Rip. Wait, it's alive. I think the whole like stuff like Rafina swears and the only thing square here are your heads and like the spells like Diamond Cutie and everything. Stop. It's kind of what makes the game the game. Wow. Ocean Prince's voice lines? Oh my gosh. Why was he quoting the Bible? I don't understand the motivation behind that. That is one of the things that has confused me the most to this day. I get that he's royalty, but like it's the weirdest thing. It's the most random thing ever. Fina should totally be sworn from games. offset at the end. That was crazy. You guys were keeping it close. I love Ocean Princess lines from UG2. Yeah, but here's the thing. UPT2 DLC, I realized all of them were literal translations. And all faithful. I think more literal though, because they were not translated the way that the original cast was done. They had some very literal lines. And like, I could tell. I could tell. Some of the translations. And that's why we get certain things that like just didn't end up sounding correct in English. I can't remember what off the top of my head, but there were some things that were wrong. And inconsistent with the previous games because of those literal translations. Let's check chat. The Discord chat. Hey, GG's friends. GG's. Oh, that's right. Sick had Cobalt, Strange Sleep had Hydrangea. Yep, that's right. That's one of the biggest ones that is just staring you right in the face. That inconsistency is so wrong. Strange. Yes, likeness of voice lines still can hit. Well, his lines, yeah. I love his old voice. I will say that. Yes, some things were very unusual. Hydrangea. Yeah, he's cool. That's the thing. It's just weird localization. Is this a sussy link? I should put the ban this wasn't I? Bot, probably. Question mark? I'm going to assume it is a bot. And do not click random links, friends. Same as EPPC voice lines are much better for like the sound so nasally. BT2 our voice is great. His old voice is so funny. I like Possesscly's voice actor as well. It's a cool different direction. No, again, translations were all just literally done. They weren't like proper localization. They weren't proper. Who else? I'm trying to remember who else that got affected by it. What's worse? Oh, Japanese as spirit talking through Clue's body, where English is the spirit itself talking. That's interesting. Why they didn't give Rafina her French book? Oh, your French back? Yeah. I rip the French. Rip the French again. But one of the things that like Viva's bad translations did was at least kept the French and stuff. It's actually kind of cool. Or just the other languages in general. Like Liddell with her lines, not English. A game, you know, it's coming for a long time, loving it, gets neglected. Oh no. You want Amity and Rafina, my favorite voices of them? They're great voices. Neglected, at least let's hope in the future if they wait a lot. That's fair. FIFA 1 was wonderful. It was a wonderful game. I think we're not doing round 5. Right, raffle time. Just doing the raffle stuff. I will check chat in a bit. Right, we have our raffle winners. Thumbie, Void, Ardeagle, Missing No, Girly, and Chewy. Moment. One sec. Just need to... Here we go. So, we have these guys who won the raffle. And, oops. Merry Christmas. 9 people and 6 winners, indeed. And, this is final results. What I give you. Void, first place, very strong. AJ was second, and Chewy was third. Well done, everybody. Well played. Good to see people getting some FIFA action in. I'm very happy. GG's. Alright, I'm going to check through chat and then we'll probably head off for the night. Thank you all for being here and discussing this with me. It makes me happy to have you guys around. Again, the monthlies are more than just like a Puyo fight event. It's nice to be able to socialize. Again, that's one of the biggest things I miss about using Puyoverse. There was a lot of socializing. Just give me one sec. Right, that concludes the monthlies for the year as well. Let me do a final. I just want to say a thank you to all of you who have been supporting the monthlies this year. It's been really nice seeing people get into the action. And as the year is closing down, looking back at it, it's a bit crazy to think about what the fact that we still have an active enough player base to continue running these things. So thank you all for believing in Puyo. Okay, yeah, let me check chat. Bracket's done, actually. Weird. He Amity referring to Rita? Yeah. Do you prefer Boys Fever? Oh my gosh, Boys Fever Boys. They murdered him in PPT. I can't believe they changed his voice that much. He doesn't sound like a cat. So, you made it this far. I love his voice so much. Salutations, Rafina. You out king searching too? It's great. Yeah, Boboi's English read was great. Sometimes it's completely different from what I said in the opening. It's so funny. Please feel voice more, that's fair too. Amity said that now isn't the time for studying, but the studies say now is not the time to be studying. Oh yeah, there were definitely translation errors. When you save your file, it says finished to save the file. It's so funny. It is a bit of a mess, but it is a lovely mess. Like lose OG and current VA, so it as if getting older. That's a fair way to interpret. Current clue do a real evil laugh, like OG, notice chuckle what? Oh yeah, the ha 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 ha. Salutations, Rafina. Here's another thing I really enjoyed about that game with the different routes. Klug addresses Amity and Rafina with the same like dialogue, but he's slightly more snarky towards Rafina. Like she's like he's like salutations, Amity, and then she's like I keep saying he's like salutations, Rafina. Like you could hear it in his voice. That was clever. I'm surprised they didn't reuse his lines. He actually had a different inflection for it. It was great. It's really clever. It may sound like the captions have been intentional. I do not know who that is, but great. GB version, I think, including explicitly not speaking German. Yes. I believe I've heard that. Yeah. Calling all of the Dohi, yeah. Again, it's a mess. But a beautiful mess. Great. Just one moment. Okay, I think that's it for the monthly stuff. Rip Tanner though. So sad that Tanner didn't get to make it. He actually woke up 15 minutes before I did, but then I think he fell asleep again. Luke being sassy towards Rufina, or Rufina seeing him as more annoying than Amity did? It could be a... it's probably not that deep, right? Probably not that deep. It's probably him being more sassy. That's a fun thought. Trying to go back to head egg and sound more menacing when you were Tails? Oh, really? Huh. Well, I mean... Again, I think they didn't quite put that much thought into Fever, considering... Diamond Cutie. But that's a cool feature, actually. I never knew about that. Huh. That's super cool. That's very, very cool. Gives you more incentive to, like, still be listening to it. I wish more games did that when you had, like, repeated dialogue. Like, just get, like, re-recorded versions of the lines. Yeah. It'd be cool. Alrighty. Some of the lines are definitely cool. I think the modern translations are more professional and proper, but there are definitely, again, some lines like that. That's pretty great. More than one characters in a scene, there's different dialogue depending on whose story you're playing. Oh, that's actually great. It's wonderful. I think it increases like the immersion, you know? You don't feel like you just have to skip through dialogue because you've heard this before, but you're actually experiencing the world properly. Yeah. Sounds so awesome if you've won. Tori is just gone forever. He just didn't show up to classes in his car. I hope that is probably like wandering off somewhere because he's blind. How did he even show up in Fever 2? I don't even remember what he did in Fever 2. How did he get there? He's probably gone too. Frankenstein's definitely gone. They probably only existed like... But how did they show up in Fever 2? They were just like randomly there, weren't they? I guess they're just like in their home in the... What, the graveyard? I never figured out what that place was. Feels like a graveyard. I think that's what that atmosphere they were going for, but it's such a weird place. I don't understand the background at all. Who else is like gone? Those are the main ones I can think of. Helps as a Dreamcast version of Adventure 1 didn't let you skip cutscenes and some characters had really long stretches of them at times. That's fine, yeah. Make him an NPC. In Fever 2 I think he smelled Rafina off of Sid and got mad. Are you kidding? Oh, Taru, yes, that's right. They gave him a bit more character by making him like actually like Rafina or something. That's why he wanted to keep her around. Not because he was just lonely. So I guess that's the impression that I got when I saw that scene. I was just like, oh, he's just staying at the school because it's bored. But no, he actually just like wanted to be with Rafina or something. Weird. Anyhow. It is time for me to go get some sleep. As much as I'd love to like stick again. The monthlies are at such a weird time for me, but it's like one of the only times I get to like talk with you guys about this, about Puyo. Like talk with other Puyo community members about stuff. It's unfortunate. I wish Sonic Adventure 2 the thing would have a different dialogue, different versions. I wish more games in general did that. In the manual that Rafina sits behind him and he thinks she's just staring at him, but she's just trying to see the board. Oh, that's what it is it? Let's see. Fair enough. Well, anyway. I mean, Rising AJ, you're usually around. Well, not usually, but I think my streams are at a reasonable time that ends up not being too weird for you guys, so I'll probably see you guys around sometime soon. But for everyone else, thank you for being here. Thanks again for participating in the monthlies. It means a lot to me, you know. I have to get up at this time, and it's sort of like, but knowing that there are people who will play the game and are enjoying themselves and seeing everyone come together, it makes it all worth it for me. So thank you. They sound like 4 AM. Oh yeah, no, I gotcha. But I mean like, when I stream until like 1 AM and stuff, sometimes you're around. So like, I'll probably see you soon. I see you around on the Discord anyway. Yeah. And for anyone who's like regularly on my streams, I'm probably doing Mario Party with Tanner that morning, or in the afternoon. We'll probably be awake for that. Tanner and maybe Boo and maybe Shocky. That's the plan. So we'll see what happens. For those of you looking for Puyo content though, I will also be streaming a Hishachu League match in the evening. So there's that. So I'll have to do some Puyo as well. So yeah, lots to look forward to. For now though, again, thank you all for being here. And if I don't see you again until the next monthly, have a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful Happy New Year. Take care. You too, Rising. Thank you. Alright, for now though, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, alright? I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Good night.